Well, welcome. In this video, we're going to look at 4 domains of relationships that you will have as you go through the CBTE discipleship journey. So let me share my screen with you and introduce you to those 4 domains of relationships. And these relationships are really key. They define for you and will help you to think through exactly what it is that as you're doing all this developmental process, what you can expect. And so here's the irreducible minimums and why it matters. When you're looking at and trying to think through this whole new thing we call CBTE, there are 4 major components or relationships that you are going to have to interact with, whether you're a student or a mentor. For the student, they will have a relationship with themselves. They'll have a relationship with their mentor team. They will have a relationship with the actual projects and competencies that they're going to be working on. And they will have a relationship with Pathright, or what we call a learning management system, LMS. So those relationships, though, is everything you do will involve one of those relationships. And so when the student is wanting to understand each of the aspects of CBTE, they need to understand that these are the 4 domains of relationships that they'll be dealing with. So let's look at these more carefully. So we said, okay, as a student, you will have weekly or every other week meetings with your mentors. You may have a weekly meeting with your faculty mentor and an every other week meeting with your vocational and life mentor. You will be also working on projects that will demonstrate your competency in an area. And then lastly, you'll have Pathright, which is an LMS, a learning management system. This is where you'll get the content side of what you're going to be learning. Your faculty mentors will come alongside as the guide on the side and help you to either learn more or answer questions. You as a learning community will all be going to Pathright, going through the material. And as you do that, when you come ready for your actual learning community, when you meet together, you will have already interacted with the content. Okay, if you're a mentor and you're listening to this, well, you are going to have a relationship with other mentors. And so we could actually loop this back, right? So we have head, hand, and hearts. So you're going to have a relationship with a faculty mentor or with the life mentor or with the vocational mentor. But you'll also have a very critical relationship with your student. And that you need to have, as a mentor for your students, you need to love them and you need to have time for them. That is what's going to make you successful, is that you will want to help them to be conformed into the image of Christ, to have an impact in their context. And you'll do that by loving them, by learning to listen well to them, by encouraging them and coming alongside and helping them. And secondly is that you will make the time for them. This is a very long process and it's a big commitment, but you guaranteed you will be so thankful that you invested into your student. You will also interact with Pathright. Your students will help you to understand that more, and we have some training that can do that and orient you. And then you will be either listening to your students talk about their projects, you will have as much involvement in helping shape those projects as the student wants you to have or as you feel like comfortable doing, but you will also have a relationship there. The projects themselves are designed in such a way that they will bring an impact to the student and that they will help that student develop competencies in a certain area. Those projects will be reflective of what the content side is on Pathright, on the LMS, and that these projects and competencies, the mentors will help guide the student through that whole process, all 3 of the mentors. And then finally, when we think of Pathright relates directly to the students because it's the content side. It relates to the mentors because it helps the mentors to understand what the students are learning. And the Pathright culminates in these projects and has been designed in such a way to allow you to gain competency. And so we were going to back up there. And so that's where we want you to understand these key relationships, the student, the mentor, the projects and competencies, and finally Pathright or the LMS. So my hope is that this has been helpful to you, and as such that you will be able to either better help your student, or as a student you'll have a greater clarity as to the 4 major domains of relationships that you will be interacting with during your journey of discipleship with Kairos University NS. Thank you.